Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Deepbluerenegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deepbluerenegade. I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 59. Today is Sunday, October 5th, 2014. Let's see. This week is pretty quiet on the knitting front, but such is life. I haven't finished anything yet, so I was like, boo! What has been getting most of my attention this week has been the Frangipani shawl. This is a design by Kitman Figueroa. So I am now past the chart and now working the plain sections, but instead of making it plain, I've continued the cables and the little pearl detail in between each panel up it. I think that's been making it more interesting to knit, though maybe less mindless to knit. I'm not sure how much further, well, I guess I'm decreasing, whatever, 4 stitches every other row, so I still have a decent number of stitches left to decrease at this point. What is it? The nice thing is that now I've got enough off of it that I can tell it's definitely going to be stretchy enough, so the call for not using a bigger needle on the cast on seems to be a good one. And then in terms of wingspan, it's going to be long enough, so if this is me holding out fingertip to fingertip fully extended, that's going to be enough length for the shawl to be worn like this. So it'll be cute. And of course it is in Stella Polaris, which is my favorite, well, mice of blue, so can't complain there. So we'll see how this comes along. It is fairly mindless at this point. And keep on keeping on. The other project I've been working on, which hasn't seen as much work this week as I am still working on the socks for my grandpa. So I am still working the heel flap. What is it? How far am I on the heel flap now? I'm planning on making a 3-inch heel flap, and I am currently at a bit, approximately 2. So I still have another inch to go on this guy, but I'm doing the normal slip stitch variety, and for whatever reason, the needles keep on stabbing out of my knitting bag and getting caught in things, so it seems like I spend an awful lot of time putting it back on the needles instead of knitting on it, but such is life. So the leg is what, about? The leg is about 6.5 inches, and it continues on. I ended up cutting off the other 2 balls of yarn that I had attached to this just because they were getting in the way and getting really tangled, and I was going to have to cut them anyways in order to incorporate the colors back in, so that seemed to be the best plan. I'll probably end up switching where the colors get incorporated to the side of the foot whenever that time comes. But for now, it's going along. At some point, I'll probably have to pull out my book and figure out how I need to do a heel turn for across 40 stitches, because that's half of the total I have right now. So, since Frangipani has been so easy to work on, both of them have been living in my knitting bag, but only only one of them's really been getting a lot of work done on it. What is it? I ended up setting aside a good chunk of time this weekend to spin. I just needed something that was mindless and easy to do. So I finished the first half of the Redfish Dye Works, 50% merino, 50% superfine merino, 50% silk. So here it is, hanging out on the spindle. I'm gonna, based on how the spindle is spinning right now with this amount of fiber on it, I'm gonna go ahead and wind it all off, and then I'll start spinning the second half. The second half is here. And I need to sit down and go through and pre-draft this. I'm gonna try to spin the second half as a single chunk. It'll probably mean a decent amount of time pre-drafting in order to get that to work nicely, but I figure it'll probably be worth it because I want, since this is probably going to be a lace project, I do want to make sure that my color runs are as long as possible. So for the first half, I split it into quarters. Well, not really that. Out of the 4 ounce, so I split it into 1 ounce chunks and spun that as a continuous thing. So then I will leave this as a single 2-inch chunk or 2 ounce chunk and go from there. So it'll be nice to start working on this. What was it? I was spinning away on the mystery fiber with the mystery Turkish spindle. Yesterday, and then I decided to pre-draft it, and I realized after I had pre-drafted that fiber that I was going to have to use my spinning bag in order to work it. I guess I was caught on some other things. So after pre-drafting it, like, the fiber just looks so lovely and wonderful. Like, I can't wait to start playing with it some more. So that's actually, so after I pre-drafted it, it became diffuse enough that I wasn't going to be able to just throw it over my shoulder and spin from the large chunk, which is fine. But it did require more special care than previous. And then this actually sort of wants to split off of each other, which is a little bit annoying at the moment, but not the end of the world. So this is what I have here. And it's been rather fun to spin this. I'm pretty sure at this point that it's a merino. It's very soft and pretty easy to draft. It is interesting spinning from this giant chunk because I'm not used to spinning from a giant chunk like this, but I figure it's something I need to learn how to do. No, I just dropped it. Oh well. So there's still a pretty large size ball in here. There's probably at least 2 ounces left to go, but this is how my turtle is coming out so far. So it's pretty square at this point. I don't know if I need to rearrange things or what you're supposed to do with turtles. And it's not my best spin ever either. There's definitely some thick and thin in it. And whatever. This is just the getting to know you for this particular spindle. It's definitely very strange going back and forth between my top whirl and this bottom whirl style. This one, well, I don't even know if it's necessarily top whirl versus bottom whirl, but what is it? Since this is probably the lightest spindle I've owned, and this is actually quite large for a Turkish, it's very strange spinning on a spindle that weighs 1 ounce instead of at least 2 ounces. So it's been a learning experience there, or to switch back and forth between the projects. Yeah. So that is a little bit more challenging, but I'm going to finish up this fiber before I go back to the merino silk, I believe. Because this shouldn't be too long of a spin. I just need to put the time in and get it and move through it. And I finally had some time to watch knitting podcasts, and I really like spinning while watching knitting podcasts, so that's fun. But I think, the color reminds me a lot of bubble gum, so I'm not sure what I'll end up doing with it when I'm done, but whatever, I'll probably end up two-plying it on itself as long as I can fit it all on this little spindle here. I think I should be able to. I don't know, there certainly is a lot more room on the bottom for more things. I don't know if I need to change how I'm wrapping the fiber on or what. Or maybe I need to look up a different video on how to neatly wind fiber onto a cop so I can fit as much fiber as possible on this guy. I'm not sure what I need to rearrange in order to get more on here. I suppose if I need to break it, I'd break it, but that is the story there. Let's see. So I didn't end up, so I ended up getting 2 responses for the possibility of starting a, something special cow for the end of the year. So it might turn out that we end up having our own little small cow, which is fine. So what is it? Or if it turns out that it makes more sense to end up hosting a cow like that after the holidays are over, then that's also fine with me as well. There are probably many things that are, special and worthy of taking the time to do. So it might just be the case where I've run into Christmas knitting time, and since I don't do Christmas knitting, this means that I am as free as I usually am to knit what I want. So, but yeah, no. So just leave a comment on the episode thread if you would rather hold off on the something special cow until after after the Christmas knitting is over, and we could have a selfish something special cow instead. This should be the last time that I'm recording on the balcony here. Everything has come together for the buying of the house, so we should have possession of the house sometime around noon tomorrow. The movers are coming on Tuesday with all of our junk, and then we shall start settling into our new place. So that means that next week, so today is the 5th, then 7 days later is, it's an even number. It should be the 12th? Yeah. So, So I should be able to record on the 12th and whenever at the new house. Yay! I'm not sure at this point where I'm going to be recording there. I'll probably have to sort of wander around with the webcam and find a place that has the right sort of light. But I'm super duper excited about that. I don't think there is anything else I wanted to chat about, which is fine. So I look forward to seeing you guys again next week, and have a great week. So take care, guys. Bye-bye. Oh wait, no,